Welcome, welcome. We are going to be strength training today with a metabolic effect workout. Now, all that means is that you're going to be pushing yourself to the point of needing rest, trying to hit muscular failure during these exercises. And remember, even if you don't get that today on the very first workout, I'm going to walk you through it a little bit slower today, but that gives you room to progress and challenge yourself week over week as you make this more difficult and as you get fitter and stronger. So we're going to jump in. All you need today for the workout is a set of dumbbells, moderate weight. I'm using about 10 pounds today. If you only have one set of dumbbells, this is a great workout for you because we're going to be able to progress with just added tension, pauses, pulses, tempo, slowing down the movement. You don't need to use a heavier weight to progress this workout. So as long as you've got something on the moderate to light side to start, you're going to be in good shape. Otherwise, let's get started with a march in place, elbow to opposite knee. We're going to stay nice and tall here, just about 30 seconds per movement, getting warmed up. With this dynamic warm up means we're going to get some mobility, we're going to get some stretching, but it's a dynamic stretch. So we're going to keep moving the whole time. We're going to exhale each time that elbow tries to touch the knee, and then you're going to start to feel your core waking up a little bit. We're here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. All right, we're going to reach down for the heel. Toes are lifted. We're going to reach down towards your heel for a hamstring stretch. We call this a little scoop, scooping up from the floor and alternating feet. So we're going to step 1 foot forwards, reach down, scoop up. From the side, you're going to see my leg is nice and straight. My back is somewhat straight. I'm not worried about it just yet, but really make sure the toes are lifted and feeling a hamstring stretch here as we're here. Just about 10 more seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Nice job. 2. All right, we stretch out the front. So we're going to go just a butt kick. So we're going to stretch out the quads with this butt kick step. Now, if you have really tight quads, if you sit a lot, you might want to make this more of a stretch. So adding a 1-second hold on each leg. Now it's going to slow it down, but you might need this mobility. You might need this little extra stretch, especially before we get into our heavier work today. All right, we're here about 10 seconds, alternating butt kickers or 1-second quad stretches, 1-second quad stretches. Last one on each side. All right, very nice. Now, making sure you've got room behind you, you're going to step back into a baby lunge and reach your arms up as you sink down and then switch. So we're going to stretch the front of the quads here into the hip flexors with this baby reverse lunge, reaching up. Reaching up. Again, another really good one. If you sit a lot, definitely stretching the front of your body is so important. If you're going to be sitting at a computer, here we go. Getting ready for our work today. Last 5, 4, here's 3, 2, and 1. Okay, let's get a little rotation in. So a nice twist, nice and easy on this getting started. Add in a little bit of a reach. So reach the arm across. Maybe you point your toe. Feel that stretch all the way down through your abdomen. And feel free to add some variety for your arms. Maybe reaching over, maybe reaching way across, or even down low. Last couple here for 3, 2, 1. Fantastic. Okay. Our next exercise, we're going to go into some baby squats, a little bit narrow here because as we come down, we're going to bring the toes up, and as we stand, we're coming up onto our heels. So we're going back and forth, getting the ankles warmed up here too. Little baby squat, not working on our depth just yet. We'll get there. And right back up, lift the toes, lift the heels. Lift the toes, lift the heels. This is a great little drill to remind you that when you squat, you want the weight on your heels. So lifting your toes helps ensure that the weight is on your heels, that you're really sitting back in that squat. Just for another 5, 4, 3, 2, last one there. Great job. Okay, let's bring our feet wide. Let's make sure we stretch out the hips as well. So we're going to sink into this side lunge and then come back up and to the other side. Very nice. Side lunges here for 30 seconds. Whatever you feel like you can stretch into comfortably, no pain. If you lift those toes, that is fine too. But make sure that when you're sinking in, you do stay on the heel of the side you're sinking towards. Just 10 seconds left here. A couple more each way. Last 4, 3, 2, last 1. Awesome. All right. We're going to add a little bit of a jumping jack just to make sure your body temperature is up. Make sure we're nice and warm. If jumping's not accessible for you, you can do a low jack. Totally fine. You're still going to get that heart rate up here. If you want those jacks, we've got about 15 seconds to go. Here we go. Core is pulled in. Pelvic floor is lifted. Really want that deep core connection. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. We're going to do a little core activation, a little upper back activation in a bird dog. Before we get into our true strength work, we want to make sure the deep core is on. So we're starting in this quadruped position, which means on all fours. So my wrists are under my shoulders are away from my ears, my head is pulled back, and my knees are roughly right under my hips. So I've got a nice strong position here. Now from here, we're going to be doing a bird dog, which is opposite arm and leg extend out. Now here we're going to come back, elbow to knee touch, or maybe they don't, and return. Reach out, reach that leg straight back, elbow to knee crunch, and arm and leg both reach straight out. We're here about 10 seconds on the side. Exhale to connect, elbow to knee, just like when we were marching. Last 3, 2, 1, and let's switch. Nice job. One more here. Left side arm, right side leg, elbow to knee, and out. Press strong through your stable arm here. Make sure that shoulder doesn't collapse. Press the floor away. Exhale, elbow to knee. 10 seconds. Nice work, everyone. Getting some stabilizers warmed up. Last 3, 2, last 1. Awesome. One more we'll add on right here. Stepping from a quadruped position, you are going to lift those knees just 2 inches off the ground. Okay, we're going to hover and hold that for 10 seconds. Focus on your exhale. Focus on pelvic floor lifting up, belly button drawing inwards. In 3, 2, 1, start your exhale and lift up. Think about dragging your heels of your hands towards your knees. Hold for 5, 3, 2, 1, and relax. One more time. Nice job. You want to feel that deep core, whether you're in quadruped, plank, push-ups like we've got today. One more time. Start your exhale. Pelvic floor is lifting and lift off, holding for 10, 9, 8, 6, 5, 4, 2, 1. Beautiful job. Awesome. Core is awake. Core is going to be supporting you through this whole workout. Now, metabolic effect is self-paced, trying to push yourself to need rest. And that's going to look a little different every single day. But over time, we want to progress. So today, we're going to start off with a 6-minute block of time. And you're going to go through, probably get to about 2 rounds of each exercise in today. Now, if you feel like you're going a little fast, you get 3 rounds in, that's okay. But I do encourage you to slow it down enough. We're going to grab our dumbbells, have these ready to go. And just to go over our 2 movements here, we're going to start with a bent over row. We've got our dumbbells, and we're going to do a pulse, 1.5 reps on the row. So it's a row, halfway down, all the way back up, all the way back down. That 1.5 row, we're calling that 1 rep today. And as we bend over, we're actually going to have one leg forwards and the other leg just slightly like a kickstand behind us. So we're hinging, but with one leg behind, 1.5 rows and up. Hinging, 1.5 rows and up. So we've got 6 on each leg, 12 total rows. Then we're headed to the floor for 10 total push-ups. Now I'm going to start on the floor today, but you're going to see me have to break up this set of 10. We'll be doing it from your toes, from your knees, or hands to a bench or a step. Elevating the hands is really the best way to keep that maximum core while you're working on your strength for your push-ups. So those are our 2 movements. We're going to set a timer 6 minutes. Put some tunes on. Have some fun with this, shall we? Let's get my timer going. Okay, timer. Let's do this thing in 3, 2, 1. Shifting one leg back, 1.5 rows and up. That's 1. We've got 6 on this leg. Row and squeeze the mid back is 3. Weights heavy in the heel, neck's neutral. And down and up. 4. 2 more on this leg. Nice stretch in the hamstrings and glutes with this position. 1 more on this leg. Squeeze again, down and up. Switching legs. Got my other kickstand on. Hinge right back in those rows for 12. So 6 more here, 5 more here. Row, squeeze again, down and up. Here we go. Row, up, halfway. That's 3 on this side. 3 more. We have to make these moderate light weights a little challenging. And we're adding it with that pulse, and we're adding it with this single leg kind of balance here. Whew, all right, that's my 12. Remember, you take rest as needed here. If you need to rest, you have heavier weights than me, you need to break up that set, you do you. I might take me a round or two to get all 10 here. Let's see how it goes today. Every day is a little different, right? All right, setting up for your push-up, knees on an incline, whatever you need. Here I go for 10. Exhale, press up. Exhale, press. 2. Going to 10, guys. Make sure you squeeze your glutes, keep your core strong. Might take a little rest. I've got 2 more in my set of 10 here. Whew. And awesome. Rest what you need. Otherwise, you're going right into that row again. All right. If you can, then keep going. We've got 3.5 minutes or so. I started with my left leg as my kickstand. I'll show you from this side. Left leg is the kickstand, barely any weight. We're going to row. 1.5 is 1. 1. Pulse down is 2. Here we go on your count. 12 total reps. 12 total reps, 6 on each leg. 4. I've got 2 more on this leg. You might be at a different pace. Push yourself here. Doesn't mean go fast. Push hard, squeeze hard, use control. Last one. I think this is 6. Hardest thing to do is count your reps. Shoosh. I've got the other side. 6 on this leg. Kickstand. Weights heavy in my left heel. Row and a half to stand. Row, half to stand. Row, half, stand. That's 3. 3 more for me. 2.5 minutes or so to go. We are going to make it challenging near the end. Don't you worry. Here we are. Maybe it's already challenging, right? Not sure if this is 5 or 6 because I can't count, teach, and work out at the same time. So I'm just going to do 1 more just to make sure. And up. Whew, okay. We've got a little over 2 minutes. We're going to get these push-ups. Then in our final round, you can totally stop at 2 for today. I'm going to try to get some pulses, trying to get some pushing to failure for my rows coming up next. But first, before we head back to rows, we've got push-ups. Squeeze your glutes, come from high into a plank. Here we go. Thinking chest towards the ground, not your chin. Keep that head back. Chin tucked. Take a break if you need it, otherwise keep pushing. Keep those glutes squeezed. 8, and I got my 2 more. I'm just taking a quick break because push-ups are always hard. Never seems to be easy. Full body exercise. Here we go. 2 more. All right, those push-ups are getting hard in a good way. We've got just over a minute. So day 1, totally stop at 2 rounds if you'd like. I'm going to push through a little half round here, try to get some pulses. So since I don't have time to go to both left leg, right leg, I'm going to keep my hinge on both. I'm going to pulse 1 pulse and down. Now I'm going 2 pulses and down. Now I'm going 3 pulses. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm doing 4 pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 pulses, then back to 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back to 1 pulse and down. 2 pulses right to the end. We've got about 20 seconds to go. So we're just going to stay on these rows for today. Shoulders away from your ears. Neck is neutral, looking on the floor. 2 feet in front of you. 4 pulses. Whew. Got 1 more set. We've got 10 seconds here though. 5, 4, 3, 2. Squeeze and hold. Last 5, 4, 3, 2. And there's my timer. Whoosh. Great work, guys. Nice job setting up that timer here. Getting ready for our next one. You guys take a little rest. Grab a sip of water if you need it. We're going into our second 6-minute block on our next 2 movements. All right, so grab a little sip as you need. I'll grab a little water here. The goal from each week is to do a little bit more. So if you only get 2 rounds today, awesome. 2.5 rounds next time, 2 plus a burnout. As you progress over the course of a month or 5 or even 6 weeks, add a little more intensity each week, and then come back to this beginning. Take your time. Week 1, a little bit easier kind of workout with a little less volume. All right, let's head into density block number 2. All right, now our 2 exercises here are going to be a split squat. I always like to do these body weight just so we don't jump right in and get hurt. So hips are square. We're not on a tight rope, testing our balance, a little bit wider, okay? So we're gonna come down for a split squat, up for a lateral raise. Down for a split squat, up for a lateral raise. 10 on each leg, okay? And on our other leg, we are starting with the shoulders high, weights high, I should say. Elbows are just below your shoulders. Down and up, down and up. So we've got this fly kind of a movement with our arms here. If you want to add a little bit of a press, you sure can. Not everyone has that shoulder mobility, but it's an option, okay? We're gonna actually start with that movement first. So let's go right into that fly. We've got another 6-minute block here. Oh, and I didn't even share our second workout. Our second exercise is gonna be a dumbbell pullover. You could use 1 or you could use 2 dumbbells here. I'm going to start out with 1, and we're going to set up with a glute bridge, pretending we've got our dumbbell here. Now, here's my glute bridge. I'm going to move my feet a little bit further down than that. So now I'm going to feel more of my hamstrings as I reach back and come up over my belly button. Hips come down as the weight goes back. Hips go down as the weight goes back. And everything comes up together, okay? We've got 12 of that exercise. I'm going to stay with that 1 dumbbell for today. Maybe next week I use 2. That might be a progression. All right, let's get started. Split squats to start. Timers are going. Got my timer going for 5, 4. Split squat lateral raises, nice and tall. Here we go for 10. Down and up. 1, 2, 3, don't rush it. That's my note to self. 4, bring those shoulders around, elbows wide. 5, elbows together, elbows wide. 6, heavy in that front heel. Heavy front heel. 8, down, up. 9, 1 more. That's our 10. Whoosh. Other leg, lateral raises here. Here we go. Down, 1, out to the side, soft elbows. 2, 3, 4, shoulders are burning. 5, in a good way. 6, remember, you have to stop and rest. You take your rest. even if it's just an extra breath or two. 8. Thinking about elbows leading the way here. 1 more. Elbows lead those dumbbells up. Whew. That's it. All right, headed to the floor. Headed to the floor. Let's do this thing. 1 dumbbell. Pull over here. Remember, you're setting up like it's a glute bridge, and then move your feet a little further out. Weights are down, hips are down. All right, and then we're gonna start with a reach back, and everything comes up together for 12. Reach those arms out over your head. 2, 3. Inhale back, exhale up. 5. Feel that stretch. Shoulders stay away from your ears. No shrugging. 7. Bring my feet even further out. More hamstrings. 8. 9. Hamstrings and glutes. Think about dragging your heels. 10. 2 more. Drag your heels towards your butt. 1 more. Pull those heels. Shoosh. You really feel those hamstrings when you think about actively dragging them towards your bum. Back to the split squat. 3.5 minutes to go. Again, we're probably gonna get about 2 rounds on this first time through. Left leg forward, right leg back. Elbows are high, about shoulder height. Here we go. Let's do it the same way. Here we go. That's 1, down, and up is 2. I get all confused too, you know, guys. 3. Important thing is that you're here. You're working hard. 4. You will get better with practice. You will get better with progression. You can't learn it all in one day, guys. So come back for another workout. 6, down, up. 7, 8. Maybe you stay here at shoulder height. Listen to your body. 9. I've got 1 more with a press. Whoosh. I'm actually going to rest for 10 seconds here. Gotta shake out some of that burn so we can get a little bit more. All right, literally 10 seconds. That was quick, but here we go. Right leg forward. Down, nice and tall for 10. Push through that front heel. 9, 8, here we go. You're on your time, but push yourself. 7. Heavy heel. 6. Squeeze that back glute. 7. I'm counting down, aren't I? That was 5. We've got 4. 2 minutes to go. 3. Elbows lead the way. I need 2 breaths before I can get those last 2 reps. Here we go. Down and up. Got 1 more here. Down. Ooh, and up. All right, we got this. We got this. Back to our pullovers. Remember, feet are further out than our regular glute bridge to target the hamstrings. So I might start with my bridge, walk my feet out quite a bit. You'll have to play with this one a little bit, guys. Drag those heels, and then our hips are down, the weight is back. Drag those heels for 12, 11, 10. Feel that stretch if you can in those lats. Here's 8. Counting down, dragging those heels. 7, 6, 5, 4, with your breath. 3, 2, 1. Awesome job, guys. Very nice work. How we doing on time? Less than a minute. All right, we're gonna pulse out. We're gonna pulse out some shoulders. So we're still gonna be in our split squat here. All right, and we're going side and front. Now we're gonna stay low. Side and front. I made 10 pulses here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, almost there. 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome job. We've got 1 more on the other leg here. If you can go 10 pulses with presses. Here we go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Hello, balance. 4. There goes my bell. Finish strong. 3, Woo! And that's it for that one. Awesome. Very nice work. Awesome job. Awesome job. Woohoo. All right. Now that is our strength work, but we're not done yet. Those are our big muscles for today. Little muscles, core work. Got to have it. Setting up for side plank here. So, side plank, great movement. Obliques, shoulder stability, lateral hip strength. So many good things from this one little, very deceptively challenging movement. And all we're going to do here is make sure that the elbow is under the shoulders. I like my top leg in front so I have a little bit more stability. And when you're ready, you're going to lift off. We're going to think about exhaling long here. 30-second hold. And we'll add some progressions with some hip drops. But for today, can you hold it? 30 seconds here. About halfway through. On that long exhale, you'll really start to feel your abs. Last 9, 8, 7. So blow out all your air you possibly can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Great work. You've got one more side. Ah, here we go. Long exhales. The longer you exhale, the deeper your core is going to have to engage. Here we go for 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Lifting off. Head's in line with your body. Shoulder is strong. Hips splishing away. Long exhales. Abs draw in. Pelvic floor is lifted. Lots going on. As long as you can get that exhale, the better. About halfway through. Head's neutral. Long, long exhale. Hang with me for 10. 9. Press down strong through your forearm. 6, 5, 4. You got it. 3, 2, 1. And relax. Very nice work. Very nice work. All right, one last one here. We've got a reverse crunch, which is going to be similar to a leg lower. There's lots of names for all similar exercises. So from here, I'm going to show you how to do this one using the wall. So I'm going to press into the wall here over my head, and I'm going to press in, and that's going to give me some stability for me to lower and lift my legs. Lower and lift my legs. Now, if you can't get your butt off the floor, totally fine. Keep those knees bent. Keep those heels close. That's going to make it a little easier. As you get stronger, you can extend your legs to this movement, and it'll get a little bit harder. So wherever you're at today, fine. If you can't lift your butt up with control, you can use momentum, but use so much control coming back down, okay? Really work the negative, the lowering of this movement. 30 seconds or about 10 reps or so. In 3, pressing in, 2, 1, here we go. Lift, slow lower. Lift, slow lower. Slow lower, control, control. Maybe you extend your legs out a little bit if it's feeling doable. Slow lower, give me 2 more if you can with control. Lift up, lower nice and slow, 1 vertebrae at a time. 1 more here, guys. Last one. Lift up, curl up, squeeze. Slow lower for 5, 4, 1 vertebrae at a time. 3, 2, 1. Control. Fabulous job, everyone. Make sure you get a little stretch here. You are done for the day. So static stretch to work on any mobility you need. Anything you feel like you worked really hard today. Might be the shoulders, might be the chest. So one arm across, stretching the shoulders. Chest stretch. My favorite one is going to be up against a wall. Actually, my favorite one's probably with a band, but it's close second. Up against the wall and just turning your body away and even your neck away from that arm. Static stretch, we hold at least 3 breaths, sinking into the stretch for each breath. A little deeper. 1. Awesome. Let's do the other arm. Feels good to get it done, doesn't it? So turning our bodies away from that arm, 3 full breaths. It's going to help calm your nervous system back down, bring you back into a regular state as opposed to this more excited state for our workout. We're getting that heart rate up. It's going to help integrate all that work you did today. Last breath if you haven't already done it. All right, nice job. Okay. Anything else you want to stretch? I'm going to make sure I do my quads today because of those split squats. So I'm just going to lean on my side, grab the front of my shin or front of my ankle. Couple of breaths here. Feel free to hang out. If you want to hang out a minute here or 2 minutes, by all means, especially if you know that your quads are really tight and you need that extra time, take what you need. And if you're not sure what you need, you shoot me a message and we'll chat. Okay. I work with lots of people trying to improve their mobility. And it's not just about stretching everything all the time. It's about figuring out what needs to be stretched. As someone who runs kind of hypermobile, I don't need to do a lot of stretching. You may be in the same boat, or you may be on the opposite end of that spectrum. If you have any questions about stretching, mobility, or this workout, leave me a message below, a comment below, or shoot me a message or an email. Happy to help you. Okay. Until the next workout, guys, I will see you next time. Have a good one.